Hi, my name's Jeff Howard, and after 25 years as a Hollywood screenwriter, I am mostly known for horror. TV like Haunting of Hill House or Midnight Mass, movies like Oculus or Ouija Origin of Evil. So today, let's talk about 3 horror movies from my childhood that totally shaped my screenwriting style.
Did you hear that?
An American Werewolf in London is just a childhood cable classic. It's got the tone I really love in movies, which to me is just the tone of life.
There aren't any coyotes in England. I'm sorry I'm upsetting you, David, but you don't understand what's going on. Oh, be serious, would you?
It's funny, it's sad, it's silly, it's tense, it's terrifying, it's violent, there's time taken out for a song, time taken out for sex. It's got all the stuff that life does, and to me, those are absolutely the best movies. Plus, Griffin Dunne is Jack, murdered by the werewolf, trapped in limbo till the bloodline dies. He's the personification of this curse, and he gives the evil real personality. He might just be an illusion, but we all know he's not. We know he's the concierge to David's doom. Plus, the movie did something really interesting and effective. About halfway in, it took a lot of time out to build a very convincing and interesting romance that really mattered in the payoff of the movie. It was a really interesting experiment, and it totally worked.
I'm a werewolf.
But what do we remember most? The effects. The practical effects were insane. Just the transformation is one of the most important moments in horror movie history. It wasn't so much about the effects, it was about the pain that David was going through. He was in absolute agony, and we could hear and feel every single bit of that in the audience. And to me, that was such an interesting and new experience. It taught me, as a horror writer, that you have to completely treat everything in these characters' lives as though it's a real thing happening to real people. They're not informed by some fandom out there. These are real people going through terrible things.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
A Nightmare on Elm Street was another childhood VHS favorite. Owned it, watched it 100 times, and it has a lesson we should all aspire to: the universality of those scares. We all sleep, we all dream, and we can all have nightmares. And by the rules of this movie, Freddy could get any single one of us, and there was nowhere to hide. This wasn't willfully going to some remote cabin or unadvisedly walking down the steps into the basement in the middle of the night. All those things that the audience screams out that they know the characters shouldn't be doing. This was a real, normal thing that could happen to anybody and still get you. It is so hard to find a story engine like that for a horror movie or for any kind of story that I hope each and every one of us gets to find one of those someday.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. They're here.
Poltergeist, perfect movie to me because it taught me about cross-generational horror. Poltergeist was about family, and I came from a family a lot like the one there. And we just seen so many horrors about families where the parents were emotionally checked out, where they were just completely ignorant to the idea that anything was even happening to their children. And in this movie, the children weren't alone in the fight. It really grounded it in a special kind of reality where you didn't have to make cheap excuses about why the parents weren't figuring out what was happening in this thing. Cross-generational horror. Most of us live cross-generational lives. Writing that way can only increase the audience's relationship to what we're doing. If anything you heard today was interesting or helpful, please follow me on Twitter and get my latest calendar on screenwriting courses and consultations, link in the video description below. And please check our community page for announcements and video drops, or even just to stop by and say hi. Thanks for your time today, and good luck to us all.